Bob Hearts, Bob Hearts, Bob Hearts. Is that how you do it? Hearts, 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 hearts. I don't know. What's popping, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Andy and I talk everything nursing, Black, African, we talk all about it. As you can already tell, if you haven't, from the title, I'm going to be reacting to the show, Bob Hearts, 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 Hearts. Is that how you guys do it? I don't know how to do it. Or Heart, what? I don't know. Bob Hearts Abishola on CBS. I think they're on their season 3 now. I just want to talk about it as an original nurse from Africa. Abishola is just playing the show as a nurse, but I'm the real deal in real life. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I feel so warm, and it just makes my heart feel warm when I watch this show. I think it's been running on for like 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. This is like their 3rd season. I feel like as Africa as a whole, not only Nigeria is doing an awesome job, but I feel like Africa as a whole, we are now being seen by the world. We are doing a lot more. I know, like, for example, both in the music industry and both in the gospel and the contemporary music or worldly music, I don't know, but those two different types of music, both of them we are doing well. Like 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐤, she was just in the Dove Award. 𝐦𝐨𝐿 doing music with all these other Black Americans, like a lot of gospel artists and a lot of Afro musicians. They are doing they're doing a lot of things together with Americans. So I feel like now, as Nigeria and as Africa as a whole, like, we are just like popping, we are shining, we are going places. Like, the world is beginning to recognize, okay, like the gems in the gems in us, okay. The world is beginning to recognize that. And now in the movie industry, we have transitioned. Like, when I saw this show, I was just like, oh, it feels so good. And one of the things that I love about the show is the fact that show is original. Like, they put a lot of work into it when it comes to the actors in the show, when it comes to the originality, when it comes to like everything. They put a lot of thought and work into the show. There's a scene where they went to Nigeria when they got married. Everything was just like, it's just like, I feel like they've done such an awesome job with their research. Sorry. With their research and making sure that everything is on point. The characters, like the culture is just like popping in the show. I love the culture, like everything. So if you haven't seen that show, check it out. It's called Bob Hearts Abishola on CBS. Bob is a middle-aged man that ends up in the hospital because of a cardiac issue. I used to work in the CCU unit, cardiac unit, and Abishola is a cardiac nurse. Bob comes in because he thinks he's having a heart attack. Bob likes her. Bob's trying to get down with her, and it was so funny when Bob went to Abishola's house, and the auntie and the uncle was like, why do we have a white man here? What is a white man doing in our house? It's never a good thing. I was like, oh my goodness, like, these people are the real deal. Abishola's behavior with her son just reminds me of how I act with my children. The way she's how stern she is with her son, and the way we African as a whole. Recently, my husband was working on his desk, and and then he had the remote like sitting right here, okay, and he calls my son to come from upstairs and give him the remote. I was like, no, you didn't. My son was like, what? And we all busted out laughing. Like, I don't know if that thing is ingrained into our mind. Like, I don't know, it is just an African thing where, and especially there's a scene where the aunt, is it the aunt, someone says, oh, I just want to put my son through school so that he can come grow old and take care of me. Like, they were talking about the fact that, it's expected for children to grow up and take care of their parents. The parents, it's like almost like the main reason you have children is so that they can get old and take care of you. They talked about the fact that in Nigeria, every parent want their child to be a doctor or a lawyer, which is so true. Like, if you're not a doctor, you have to like figure out what you're gonna do about your life, because everybody just expects you, like your parents feel like a doctor is the real deal. Like, you're gonna make money, you're gonna be able to eat. If you're not a doctor, what is your life about? How are you gonna feed yourself? So that's another thing. Like, the show is so original, and it just warms my heart, makes me happy that we are going places. I love the fact that she is a nurse. I just did a video about the fact that so many Africans, when they come here, we end up being nurses, and why that happens. So if you haven't seen that video, click up here and watch it. So I love the fact that she's a nurse in that show, cardiac nurse. I love the fact that the aunts, the uncle, everybody, like, yes auntie, yes auntie. I tell you, when I first came to this country, I had a hard time. It was like a culture shock to me when people called their elders by their names. Like, my boss, I will call my boss by their name. And I used to work with someone from my place until I left that job. I never once called her by her name, because we were from the same place, and people were like, why do you call her auntie? Because it's so weird. Like, it took me such a long time to call my boss by their name, or to see someone that is older and I will say, hey Barbara, or hi Barbara. Like, oh, why am I calling you by your name? That is disrespectful. But that was one of the things that was like a big culture shock for me when I first came to this country. So I love the fact that in the show, they calling their aunt, they like, yes auntie, yes uncle. It just like brings this warm fuzzy feeling to me. And like, it's just so, it feels so good seeing that we are being recognized. Like, when I first came to this country, I remember someone, and this wasn't like a Caucasian person, this was a Black American, and I wasn't that upset. I was just shocked, because I figured like it was ignorance thing. Like, you have to be ignorant, and you had to be like, you can be in America and not be exposed. That's one thing I learned. Like, you can be from this country, but you're not necessarily exposed. You don't know about other people's culture. You haven't gone anywhere. You've never taken the plane. Like, you've never gone anywhere. Okay, I worked with this girl that asked me, like, she opened her mouth and asked me, is it true that you guys live on trees? Oh, I was taken aback, like, huh? What? I was so confused. What do you mean? Oh, because I see in the movies, it's like you guys live on trees. Are you like the only light-skinned person in Africa? Like, oh my Jesus. So honestly, this is the real truth. Like, okay. So I love the fact that people are being educated about Africa, that no, people don't live on trees, and no, we are not all black. And when they say, what they mean by black is like dark skin, like this black. No, we are not all like that. So it feels so good. All right, so my only problem is that, like, why Bob gotta be like that? Like, Bob, Abishola looks good. Why couldn't Abishola have someone hot or someone good looking? So That's just me. That's just personal. Like, feel like Abishola deserves somebody hotter. But anyway, that's what I have to say. I love the fact that our culture is popping. It's looking good. It's like people are getting to know us. The world is getting to know about us. So if you haven't checked out Bob Hart's Abishola, check it out on CBS. It is their third season now, and you will love it. Okay? All right. Until my next video. Bye.